What's up, and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking all about 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After. This is season 6, episode 6, and the title of this episode is Fear and Loathing. In this video, we're going to be talking all about Andrei and Elizabeth. But before we get started, my besties, I need you to do me a big favor and give this video a big thumbs up, share, subscribe, plus hit that bell so you will be notified on future uploads coming out from me this week. And let's go ahead and get straight into it. I got my notes here. And I use my phone just so that I can stay on topic and talk about the things that I really want to talk about in regards to these two in this episode. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So Elizabeth says that she is super stressed with everything going on and decides to vent to her sister, Jenn. Jenn looked too excited in her eyes, okay? Eyes got the glistening and smizing when Elizabeth says that there's a possibility that Andrei could be deported. Elizabeth says that she's trying to convince Andrei to let her get a nanny. How I see it is, if Andrei isn't contributing to the household, he has no say, because if she's going to be working and needs the extra help, then either he can step up to the plate or move to the side. I agree with her sister Jenn that it's definitely a control thing. Now, Jenn advises her sister not to tell Andrei and get the nanny anyway, which I don't agree with. I really agree with that. Now, Elizabeth says that she would feel bad not telling her husband, and her sister Jenn is just like, I'm just going to go ahead and send you over the name of my nanny, the information, and Andrei can suck it. I don't know why, but they remind me of like wannabe Kardashians, because how they talk and some of the stuff that they say, I don't know, it just reminds me of the Kardashians, but 90 Day Fiance version. So in another scene, Andrei says that Chuck told him to go to the property and start flipping the property. He says that he wants Chuck to see that he's taking initiative and handling things right. Elizabeth knows how the family business goes, but yet she's still trying to patronize her husband, okay? And the reason I say that is because when he said, yeah, I'm going to the property and I'm going to flip it because that's what me and Chuck talked about, she kind of looked like, are you sure? Because I would have probably known as well that you were told to do that. So she didn't look like she believed what he said. But again, she's patronizing her husband. She is so irritating, just like Andrei. They both irritating. Now, all Andrei does is talk about Charlie in every scene, and Elizabeth has the audacity to say that it's jealousy. It's just jealousy. She actually believes that her brother is jealous of Andrei. I truly believe that, if nothing else, it's definitely being protective over his father and feels as though Andrei sees dollar signs with this family and will try anything he can to manipulate and gain. Charlie also looks to be Chuck's only son, so it may also be a territorial thing. Comment down below your thoughts. Now, Elizabeth says things and bashes her own brother when she should be telling Andrei not to talk about her brother. And when Charlie talks about Andrei, she should tell him the same thing. So Andrei heads to the house and says that he has a little bit of experience in everything, which I thought was hilarious because we all know that that's a lie. Him breaking and hitting things with the hammer was so telling on how much he doesn't know about the business. It seemed more of a him getting out frustration, because all he had to do was wiggle the fridge and, place it in the back. But he's taking that hammer and, really just going to town, tearing stuff up. It just was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Andrei is a dumbo, okay? All of a sudden, Charlie shows up and he tells the camera crew, Charlie, that he was at the house with his family having dinner when the neighbor of the property called him saying someone is in your house destroying the house. Andrei definitely doesn't know what he's doing and blames his actions on Chuck. What took me out is when Andrei said that he was overqualified to be doing what he is doing. With what experience? How are you overqualified? With what experience? You haven't had a job for the 2 years that you've been there in the U.S. So how are you so overqualified now? Andrei gets an attitude and storms off, leaving the house, okay? Leaving it a mess, telling Charlie, you can clean this stuff up. If Chuck told him to go and do what he was doing to the house, Why didn't he call Chuck so that Chuck could at least verify that he is the one that gave him that instruction to do so, to go and demolish his house? Why didn't he call Chuck as his backup? I truly believe that's because Chuck didn't tell him to do that. Andrei is taking matters into his own hands, trying to show initiative, like he said, and that he can handle things. So he's doing things because he wants to, or he feels that he can. Now, Andrei, in my opinion, he has no choice but to humble up, because he needs this job in order for him to be able to get this green card or show that he is currently working. Okay, so he's going to definitely have to humble up if he wants that green card. Highlight of their scene for me was Andrei saying that he is overqualified and that Chuck is going to let him borrow the $100K. Because that's what he told his wife. And before he left to go and do what he was doing to the house, he told her, yeah, and, you know, and Chuck he's gonna share half of his profits with me, and he's gonna loan me the $100K. So those were the highlights for me, where I was just like, this dude is comical. And I told you all before, literally you have to laugh at this cat. Like, he's pathetic. You have to laugh at him in order to keep yourself from getting upset, because you get frustrated. You will get frustrated. And I used to, in my old recaps, I would get mad and I'd come up here and I would be venting about him. But now I laugh at everything he's doing, because it's like he looks so dumb. He's dumb. Like, the things that he says out of his mouth, he thinks that he's in control of everything and everybody. And that's not the case. He has to play by their rules. And if he wants his job for the sake of his green card, because if it had not been for this green card being put into question, he was already talking about, after that first initial meeting with Charlie, it was Becky, and I think it was Becky that's supposed to be the listing agent, and the father, he was already talking about he was going to quit, because he doesn't want to be told what to do. Especially, he doesn't want to be told what to do from Chuck either. But if he'll listen to anybody, it'll be Chuck. And he doesn't want Charlie telling him anything. That's the last person he want to be working for. He would probably rather allow his family to probably be on the street. Like, if it boiled down to it, they would be on the street. He'd rather them be on the street than him to humble up, suck it up, and work for the sake of providing food and shelter for his family. That's how I see it. So I'm very curious to know what you all thought about Andrei's shenanigans and Elizabeth's. She a hot mess too. Let me know what you thought about these two in the comment section down below. Give this video a big thumbs up, share, subscribe, plus hit that bell so you will be notified. We talked all about 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, Season 6, Episode 6. The title of this episode is Fear and Loathing. Comment down below your thoughts. And as always, my beautiful besties, I hope that you have a wonderful week. And I look forward to talking to you in this video and seeing you in the future uploads coming out this week. Thank you so much for your support, your continuous love and support. You are truly appreciated. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.